Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Civilization VI Gathering Storm in our brand new Carthage series. So as this is a new series covering a soon-to-be new expansion for the first time, less than 24 hours to go if you're watching this live. Hope you're excited. I certainly am. Since this is a new series covering a brand new aspect of Civ 6, I thought it would be good to spend the first several episodes, the beginning of the first several episodes, talking about some of the major mechanics that have been added to the game. And of course, the headline feature of Gathering Storm is the storms. So we have a new button up here for World Climate, and you might have noticed it last episode. And again, we're going to see this in detail, long form, as the series plays out. We're going to focus on gameplay, but I know there's an itch that needs to be scratched, right? We want to see what some of these new things are so that we have an idea of what we're working with. So climate change in Gathering Storm is fairly straightforward. It's based on CO2 levels in the atmosphere, just like in real life. And what we have are certain probabilities of different types of disasters occurring right now. There's no additional probability as a result of climate change because there is not any, surplus of CO2 in the atmosphere right now. So right now there is a Category 4 hurricane somewhere in the world, unrevealed. But there can be storms, there can be river flooding, there can be droughts, there can be volcanic activity. You can have a certain amount of the polar ice that's lost. You can have the sea levels rise and fall if you manage to mitigate the effects of climate change. And then, of course, again, as you go through this meter, things can get worse and worse based on who is contributing to CO2 levels. And you can use this screen. This is a pie chart that'll show you later on who are the culprits, who's making my sea levels rise. So you might be wondering, as I talk about sea level rise, and to an extent polar ice, because that can determine if new passageways to areas that you can sail open up. But especially with sea level rise, how do you know where the sea level is going to rise? Well, let's pull up the settler lens and I'll show you really quickly. So notice that there are a bunch of icons that are shown to the settler lens that kind of let you know which locations are susceptible to river flooding, which are susceptible to coastal flooding, and also, of course, which are susceptible to potential volcanic eruptions. Because we are at disaster intensity 3, it is possible that a catastrophic eruption could spew damage 2 tiles away from volcanoes, not just one. So this is a volcano here. It's Mount Kazbek. I'm so looking forward to all of the named features in this. It's just so cool because we can refer to the map as much more of a living thing. So yeah, lots to be excited about. But you can use that to kind of tell where things are. I wouldn't be surprised in the future if they added a feature or if a modder perhaps made it a little bit more nebulous as far as what's going on. Because right now you have a lot of information at your fingertips. You can kind of see what locations are susceptible to flooding. You can, you have a lot of control over that. And for new players, and even for maybe some experienced players who prefer to have that information, that's handy. But, natural disasters in the real world are, they're random. You can't predict them, and they're really hard to nail down as far as, where they're going to strike. So I would like to see, I'm not entirely sure that this element isn't there. I mean, these can definitely pop up out of nowhere, so you don't know when or where they're going to strike. But you do generally know, at least in the case of floods and coastal flooding, exactly where things are going to happen. And with coastal flooding in particular, I think that's really what I'm on about here. I think with coastal flooding, it would be interesting if there wasn't as much explicit information shown, right? But anyway, that's me getting way too meta on the second episode here. Let's go ahead and dive in for a little bit more gameplay, shall we? Or a lot more gameplay. So since we're not under immediate military threats, I'm going to forgo going for military tradition. And we're going to do early empire so that we can make our way towards political philosophy next. And of course, we have a production project available to us. Now, I want to try to purchase the bireme, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode. That's going to secure our normal age and possibly put us close to a golden age. So, I'm not going to buy anything. I would really like... Alright, sailing will allow us to put fishing boats out on this amber. So I think a builder is in order so that we can go ahead and have some of these basic tiles improved. I think that's going to be important. And then hopefully, like I said, in one turn, we'll be able to take advantage of that bireme being available to us. So I was looking at this, by the way. We definitely want to settle up this direction. We met Alexander at the end of the last episode. Amphipolis is all the way up here. The AI, in my experience so far on Emperor, doesn't forward settle. I don't know how literally conscious of the rise and fall mechanics the AI is. They don't forward settle, of course, as aggressively as they used to, so they're somewhat aware of them, because you can't just, if he were to settle a city here, my loyalty pressure would take the city, right? That's from rise and fall. and the AI has sort of settled down in that regard. But what I have noticed on Emperor difficulty, and higher, of course, is that now that Alexander knows kind of where I am, of course, actually, he doesn't know where I am because we got close to him. So we've sampled his hospitality and seen his city, but he doesn't know I'm down here. But once he knows I'm down here, he's going to settle in my direction. He's going to try and grow towards me. And I want to try and get a city in range of Halong Bay before he does. Or at the very least, I want to try and share Halong Bay with Alexander. And there are some World Congress options that could make it possible for me to drop a district and potentially culture bomb Halong Bay as a way of getting it later on, if you were to get to it first. So let's go ahead. What am I looking at here? We've got this encampment. That's right. We're going to move this slinger down to help out with that. We'll have the warrior fortify for a turn. And I suppose, yeah, let's look up this direction. Oh, good. We've met Bandar Brunei. We're the first to meet them. So this city-state, we are the first to meet. That's fantastic. Our progress towards political philosophy has advanced as a result. That'll make it easier to get that initial government. And we now have an envoy with Bandar Brunei. So that's an extra 4 gold for the capital, of course, as per usual. Let's go ahead. I do really want to scout out this area here. I do. Oh, we met Armagh as well. Holy crap. So it looks like someone's already encountered Armagh. I'm guessing it would be Alexander, unless there's another civilization up here, which is entirely possible. But I kind of like that we have a slight wall of city-states. Not that they'll all be able to defend themselves, but there are some... It's some kind of barrier in between us and other civilizations that might be north of us.
Large may venture more, but little boats should keep near shore.
I've got a storm over here. All right, builders have embarked, fishing boats, and biremes. Or builders can embark. All right, let's see if we can buy that bireme. It's 170. All right, we'll definitely be able to in 3 turns. Scratch that, 4 turns. If we get more gold per turn, it'll be 3. But okay, so we've just finished sailing. I'm probably going to go for these sooner than later because, again, once we can get these settlers embarking, we will be able to settle coastal tiles away from Tyre very, very quickly. And I want to have that set up as soon as possible. But for now, we're going to keep going for the basic stuff. We need animal husbandry so that we know where our horses are. Hopefully there are some nearby. Resource settings are set to standard at the moment, so it's not... We're not guaranteed to have a lot of resources near us. So this storm is a... Oh, that's the hurricane. Okay, interesting. It's made landfall over here. We're going to stay the heck away from that because that can damage our units. All right, and we might be able to clear this encampment. I'm kind of hoping we will because that's experience for that scout and some free gold that I can use for that bireme. Next turn. By the way, just as a general tip for those of you who are paying close attention to the way that I'm working with the interface, if you don't have this set for this key, I'll show you in a second once the barbarian's turn is over. If you don't have this set for this key, oh wow, the hurricane moved towards the scout. I am using in my key bindings N for next action. So rather than having to click on this constantly, I just have my finger on the N key. It's possible for me as a streamer to get carried away, so I have to kind of be careful with that. You know, kind of go through turns too quickly, but it's nice when you're playing because you just have your hand on the keyboard and when you're ready to go to the next thing, you just hit the button. It's just important that you consider what you need to do with your time each turn, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to move here as a way of getting away from that warrior, but also staying in range of the encampment. Because if we can keep this scout healed and justify an attack on that spearman, that's going to happen. Okay, we are almost ready to attack that barbarian encampment. So we're going to get some gold there regardless. And what else? Yeah, we're waiting on 170 gold. Almost there. 8 turns until the ancient era comes to an end. 7 turns now. Okay, so they did attack me. This is a little interesting. I'm going to go ahead and fortify the scout there. Interestingly, notice that I didn't move this turn, and I hit fortify, but it's not showing the fortify button, or the fortify icon. That's something that's been happening in my preview build. I don't know if that's a bug, or if there's something I don't know. Like, it should be showing fortify like almost right away. And it kind of makes me worried that the unit isn't actually fortified. But hopefully that's not the case. Let me see. I'm not seeing anything about a fortification bonus, but hopefully at the end of the turn, maybe it'll kick in.
It is not the
nice.
mountain we conquer, but ourselves.
Sir Edmund Hillary. So we found Mount Everest and another volcano, Mauna Loa, over here. All right, so Mount Everest provides it has a training bonus, doesn't it? That allows the warrior to move over certain types of tiles, but there's not a way for me to see it because it's not a promotion. Okay, whatever. Let's move you here. Move you here. Oh, nice. Goody Hut. And another city-state, Kumasi, who has been encountered by somebody else. So we didn't get our free culture points, but that's going to be really handy. As soon as we can get an envoy, we're going to plug them in there. The extra culture per turn early game is really going to help us stay ahead, especially with the AI getting Emperor level bonuses. For those of you curious about my decision to limit the settler count on Emperor, the reason for that is that King difficulty is the highest difficulty in the game where the AI... Oh, they cleared that encampment. Dang it. It's the highest difficulty in the game where the AI gets or does not get a free settler. If you want to play on a higher kind of difficulty level, if you want to... Yeah, okay, looks like the fortification did kick in there. Good. That's what I wanted to happen. So we might be able to clear that encampment now, or... I'm a little bit worried about how much health they have. But we'll be across the river too, so we'll be somewhat safer. Unless there's another barbarian. And I've just completely lost my train of thought from what I was saying a moment ago. Maybe it'll come back to me. But let's go ahead and... Yeah, I don't want to miss out on this gold. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Yeah, damn it. All right. Well, we've just lost our scout. And we probably would have lost them anyway with that many barbarians still in the area. So... that's a worthy sacrifice to go ahead and be able to do this. Alright, so we are the very first to roam the seas. We got the air score bonus from that. And we also got the Byrene bonus. So we are 1 point away, if we can lock it down somehow or other. We are 1 point away from a golden age for the classical era, which is pretty nice. So, I'm trying to remember what I was saying a moment ago. Completely lost my train of thought. I was worried about that scout. I'm telling you, scouts in Civilization 6, you have to work to keep them alive. That is for sure. Okay, so we do need a settler. I think even before I do anything else, I think I need a settler. We need to establish a second city. I could set Tyre to have a production focus, but that would actually cause the city to shrink. Let's not do that. All right. Not in covering anything. I really shouldn't have made that move. There was no reason to move there. I knew that it was blocked. Okay, so let's move this guy out there. And we're going to have that amber, which will help Tyre grow for sure. The amenity bonus will be handy. Rest in peace, Scout. I hardly knew you. That's a level 2 Scout, too, or level 3. Had both of its movement promotions. That stinks. So tough to keep them alive.
If there are no dogs in heaven, then when I die, I want to go where they went.
Alright, so we now can see horses, and hopefully there are some nearby. And we can harvest cattle, sheep, and deer. We can also improve those, with deer in particular, with a camp, or we can improve cattle or sheep with pasture. Alright, so goody hut. Let's grab that. Nice. Alright, how close are we to our great prophet, by the way? Nice and close. Okay. It is on the tip of my tongue. I don't remember what I was saying. So at some point, at the very least, I'll look at it in the commentary and come back to it in the next episode. Okay, so let's move up that way. I want to see if we can discover anything else on the coastline here. I'm going to go for mining. I want to have my basic options available to me as far as what I can do. Right, there we go. That didn't actually change the growth time that much, oddly enough. So I guess that we're not at a place... Let me remind myself very quickly. Alright, they are happy now. Okay, so it did increase the growth time slightly, just not as much as I was hoping. So we have 2 manages required. If we continue to do that, especially if we... Oh, okay, that's the issue. It's housing. We need the granary set up. But we're going for the settler primarily, which is the right decision, I think. I was talking about difficulty level. So with the... Oh, nice. Another goodie hut there. With the setup that I have for removing the extra settler on Emperor difficulty, if you want to play on a level that is higher than King, if you want the AI to have more bonuses and provide you a little bit more of a challenge, but you don't necessarily want the AI to have more cities immediately, the mod that I'm using is a great way to do that. So there are still tremendous bonuses over King difficulty, and then Immortal has tremendous bonuses over Emperor, and Deity has almost, for instance, Deity has an 80% production bonus for the AI. 80%, so that's almost double production speed. That's a lot. And of course, the mod that I'm using doesn't prevent the additional settlers on Deity. It allows them on Deity. But if you're playing at less than Deity, it won't force you to have an additional settler. But you can still have all the other benefits of playing against a higher level AI, all the additional challenges. All right, so we did get an envoy right there. Let's go ahead and send them to Kumasi. And I'm glad I remembered that. That train of thought went way out the window, but I knew it was important. Okay, so by virtue of clearing those goodie huts, we now have secured a golden age, which is fan-freaking-tastic. So I do need another amenity, but before I do that even, I think the next thing I want to do is get this builder on land and have them improve that. Our knowledge of irrigation has advanced considerably. Notice now we have some housing, a little bit more housing now as a result of that. So population growth has just improved substantially. Of course, it's going to be even better once that settler arrives because the population is going to drop. We do have another encampment up here. I heard that noise a moment ago. Notice the barbarian spearmen just having their own kind of look now. So nice. All right, so the question is, where do we settle? Do I send the settler up this direction and dare the wrath of the barbarians? I'll need another scout soon, by the way. Let's not forget that. It's going to cost me 80 gold. I can buy one soon-ish. I'm going to scout a little farther with this warrior. All right, let's get the order for him to come back. It's 10 turns away. Okay. All right, so we're 1 turn away from mining, and I definitely want... I think the best thing to do would be to improve the copper. So we're going to send the builder that direction for their final charge. There's the Halong Bay. This will also give us an opportunity to kind of scope out Alexander, see what he's doing. Hey!
Augusta e Roma imperator Caesar Traianus sum. Qui ses? Qua e terra patria vocas.
I'm not saying his Latin pronunciation is better than mine, but his Latin pronunciation is better than mine. It's an honor to meet you. Exchanging information on our capitals is a great idea. It should help promote trade. All right, so I've just realized one thing I haven't done is send a delegation. Yeah, that's not going to work. What about to Rome, though? Yay! Okay. Delegation came, saw, and conquered them
When you find yourself
with their
in a
gifts.
hole, quit digging.
All right, so now we can build the mine and quarry improvement, and we can chop down copper
Look
or
back
stone
over the
as needed.
past, with its changing empires that rose and fell.
And as I mentioned last
You can
episode...
foresee the future too.
Sorry, Marcus/Sean. As I mentioned last episode, there's also the possibility that we will be removing the stone improvement to make room for one of our districts. That'll give us a nice production boost, though. Okay, so now we have access to the settler production bonus, which could come in pretty handy. If we don't go to war with Alexander early to take additional cities, we're going to need to go settler crazy. So let's see. Extra production in all cities. Do we want to go ahead and go settler crazy right now? Yeah, let's do it. And we're not fighting as many barbarians. But I'm going to go ahead and do double experience for recon units because we're about to have a new scout. A little bit premature there, but we're about to have a new scout. I could have also set up conscription. I know I might do that next time. But that could help me level that scout back up, considering the one I just lost. All right, so archery, irrigation. Do I have anything that I can irrigate? No, I don't. Not yet. Nearby, there's cotton, though. So if I... Oh, hello. We've got a very close barbarian encampment. Thankfully, the warrior is nearby, ready to take them out. So, barbarians continuing to plague me here. But I don't think it'll be an issue. That scout will immediately have spotted us, though, so we are going to have a number of barbarians to fight. And why I use the Barbarian XP mod will continue to be obvious. Okay, so let's see, we have a new governor title. Let's go ahead and put Magnus in Tyre. The reason we chose Magnus, if you're not familiar with Rise and Fall mechanics, is he is a groundbreaker. So once he's established, we'll gain 50% yields from plot harvest and feature removals in the city. Because we are likely to remove that stone in order to place a district, that's going to come in really handy. Magnus also has a lot of other abilities that are good for growing early capitals. So that's always a good thing. So do I want to go with irrigation since I'm going to need that cotton? Do I want to go with... I might settle down this direction so I can get that ivory. And there's horses there. That's bad news for the encampment, though. Crap. Yeah, let's go ahead and... because I know we're going to have horses to deal with, let's go for archery. I hate it. Like, the barbarians are forcing my hand a little bit and making me do things that I don't necessarily want to do. Okay, so Alexander's not going to love me for that. Alright, so we were able to... Wow, he already had a bunch of horses. That's impressive. He does not, however, have amber yet. I could potentially give him a deal for my second amber and start establishing a good relationship with Rome. Rome, by the way, is over here. So we know that Rome is the civilization that met Kumasi and Nazca. All right, I believe we're about to go... Nope, 2 turns away. All right, now let's go ahead and improve that. Our knowledge of the wheel has advanced considerably. It's going to be another second before we can get that scout. Yeah, we're going to have barbarians coming from possibly 2 sides here. This is a little bit annoying. Let's move that warrior in a little closer. The fun continues. And there's another barbarian over there. Yeah, that was not good timing. If we'd gotten a settler down there a little bit sooner, we wouldn't have had to worry about it. But we will get some era score points at the beginning of the next era for clearing that. That is good. I'll take that. So we need a granary, but we need military units even more than we need a granary. I think a second slinger is going to be in order. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to have the settler just sit tight for a bit. The settler can't embark yet, sadly, for those of you thinking about that. Alexander, shut up. Just shut up. Okay, so he wants me to open my borders. I don't have the ability to ask him to open his yet. Either that or he hasn't. How have you not gotten that yet? He wants me to open my borders so he can have more access, but he's going to give me 1 horse and 16 gold. That could help me get my scout up sooner. So you know what? I'm going to accept this deal. The world has entered the classical era. Yeah, we are definitely getting attacked by barbarians. Your people's glorious age looks a lot like gloating to me. I look forward to the day of your fall. Okay, Rome has decided they don't like me. That makes me sad. So both Alexander and Rome are in a normal age. It's all about that bireme. We got that, and we were the first to build a ship and the first to get... Well, not the first. We were going to get 4 era score for our unique unit regardless, but we were certainly the first to our unique unit, since we're the only ones that can build it. So, monumentality, extra movement for all builders, or maybe... Yeah, may purchase civilian units with faith. This is one of the better ones to get early on. All right, so we do have our great person as well. We can't quite move them yet, given that we have an inbound attack. That's kind of annoying. I'm going to have this warrior sit tight for a second. You tread on dangerous ground by making common cause with city-states. Guess what? I don't care. Ask me how many Fs I give. Alex. Ask me. I dare you. We're going to have the bireme come back down this direction because this... wait, is that an encampment? Yeah, it's an outpost. That might spawn some naval ships, which is technically good. If we can get the bireme down there in time, we can fight them and kill them. All right, so very frustrating, as I would like to found my religion right now, but we're going to protect these guys. We're true friends of the smaller civilizations. Yeah, we would be larger if we weren't surrounded by barbarians. If we weren't beset on all sides by these brigands and vagabonds. All right, no army spawning here yet. That's nice to see. All right, so we have our slinger. Let's go ahead and train. Okay, we can buy the scout as soon as the slinger's out of that territory. Let's train a warrior up. We're bringing this warrior kind of around this direction. These two might be able to tag team that outpost. Yeah, you guys stay put, please. I'm really hoping that we can have some naval combat here.
Into the air. It fell to earth. I knew not where.
Okay, well, this promotion is going to be 30 gold, so we're going to eat up some of the money for our scout, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and attack you. We're going to bring this slinger up to our borders first so we can promote him to an archer before he gets too involved in the fighting. We need to wrap this episode 2 in a second, but I have stuff to do and I'll make sure we do it. Let's go ahead and go for bronze working so that we can uncover iron. We are going to be settling a lot soon, and I would like to be able to see where the opportunities are. Yeah, we're going to have the buy room just hang out and see if that encampment spawns any units. All right, so it seems like our Temple of Artemis has been built. If you didn't notice, the copper mine has been pillaged. Our governor has been established in Tyre, though, which is good news. So let's go ahead and make this warrior pay. Alright, we're going to have that warrior fortify for a bit. We're going to have that Byreme just hang out turn by turn until there's more to do. Yeah, I think this encampment's going to be well in hand. Oh no, Kumasi's been Rome! I might have to go to war with Rome. They just took my extra culture points. That's rude. I am very disappointed in you, Rome. That was not considerate. Not considerate at all. We're going to go ahead and get some combat experience for this new warrior. And again, we can't quite build the new scout yet, but I'll tell you what we can do. We can start work on, I guess we do need the campus pretty soon. I would like to clear that, ideally, for the campus. So let's do the granary. We're going to need a builder soon so that we can repair some stuff. Maybe the builder first? Yeah, let's do the builder first. That's what we need more than anything. Okay, now he knows he's in trouble. Now we're going to keep you fortified. These guys might take some damage, but these guys will heal up more if they get attacked, and both of these guys will be able to bring the pain a little bit. Oh yeah, I said it. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I say silly things from time to time. It's going to happen. Alright, so, wow, Slinger took a pounding, which is exactly what I wanted to happen, especially since we can now promote them. Extra ranged strength for me. So let's first of all put that unit there. Let's attack those guys with one warrior, significantly reducing their attack power. And then we can do a couple of things here. We can eliminate that unit. We can have you step out of the city, which will then allow me to purchase my new scout. And we'll do some settling and some religion founding in the very beginning of the next episode. For now, I'll stop this one here. We've got our work cut out for us because we have some barbarian encampments to clear and cities to found quickly. But I think we're making good progress. It's just with Rome conquering Kumasi that makes me a little bit nervous. If he decides to start settling on the other side of Kumasi, we're suddenly going to be in competition with the Roman Empire. But that's not, narratively speaking, the worst thing that could happen, because who doesn't love a good Punic war, right? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes for the first several are coming out every single day at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.